What's up, guys? Blade Master here. You're watching the Wolf of Remus Total War channel, and there's yet another Total War Room 2 online battle replay. This one is going to be fought between Danko and I. This is two battles that we played. We played a lot of battles actually, but these are two that weren't affected by the whole replay bug. Anyways, I've taken Carthage in this, and he has taken Tylis. Before this, we were. I kind of told him, I was kind of challenging him. I was like, yeah, I'm sure that I can get like at least 200 kills on my companions. And he was like, yeah, let's see about that. And yeah, so that was this was just basically going to be a battle where I could try and prove that. So I brought Carthage. I obviously brought two companions as the max that you can bring. On top of that, I brought a couple of mercenary Numidian noble cav, and finally two Scutari cav, and and also two Carthaginian cav. So a whole bunch of cavalry, eight total cavalry, and one general and bodyguard unit, and three mercenary Italian swordsmen, three Libyan peltas, and a total of four late Libyan hoplites. Danko, on the other hand, as you can see, has brought a total of four raiding horsemen units, whom he is going to start firing on my on my cavalry right from the start. This is a tactic that Danko really likes. He likes to put his skirmish cavalry all the way up in the front, and then pull his main body and leave them really far behind, so that the opponent really has like a long way to go before he can engage what would be his relatively weaker main line most of the time. But let's see what it is in this case. He's brought a total of 6 tribal warriors. Yeah, 6 tribal warriors, and that's because he knew that I was going to bring companion cav, and he wanted to protect himself from them as much as possible. So he brought like the most heavily armored, tankiest units that Tylis has. Of course, Tylis isn't the greatest faction to bring, and it's not a power faction by any means. So let's see how well he does against Carthage, which is definitely one of the best factions in the game right now. On top of that, he's brought a total of 4 noble horse, including 1 noble horse general. So now he's just irritating me with those raiding horsemen units, and of course mercenary Numidian noble cav. If he can get a couple of shots on them, they will die, because you can see their armor is only at 45, and mercenary Scutari have only 55 armor. So what would be my best move in this case would be to use my Carthaginian cav and use them to chase these guys off, or even better, just use these late Libyan hoplites to keep screening my cavalry, put them somewhere over here, and put these guys somewhere here. Something like that. But here, I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm moving in with my mercenary Scutari. I thought that they were my Carthaginian cav for an instant. And, I tried to chase them off with these guys, but then I realized it. Because these guys only have 55 armor, whereas Carthaginians have the highest armor, 65. So they're probably the least susceptible to javelin fire. But here it's looking a bit better now. I've screened off his raiding horsemen a bit better with my late Libyans. There would still be a ways to go for them before they can engage with my cavalry. And let's see what else I'm doing. Yeah, I haven't issued any attack orders for my late Libyans. I should be doing that so that they can just keep chasing these guys off. And in the meantime, I should try and advance with my troops. In terms of the army comp, I would say he has a pretty decent chance even with his main body. I mean, 4 noble horses, a lot of really strong cavalry, and tribal warriors are very capable. I mean, especially considering the fact that I've got only mercenary Italian swordsmen, whom they would do well against. So if I can get some good shots in with my Numidian nobles and not get them caught like they are getting caught over here, thanks skirmish AI. Ah man, I love Rome too sometimes. So yeah, these guys got caught by noble horse, but they're pulling away because I've got late Libyans to help support that battle. And I'm chasing off one of these raiding horsemen with my Carthaginian cav, and the other one is just far behind. I'm getting some more shots in with my Numidian nobles, moving them behind, and then pulling my late Libyan hoplites to soak up a charge. And then you can see that these Libyan peltas are getting some good shots off from behind my lines. More of these Numidian nobles are shooting these tribal warriors in the rear. They are incredibly heavily armored troops. 95 armors for a barbarian units is really, really strong. And these guys are just going to charge into my braced late Libyan hoplites, and these guys won't last very long because they're not in hoplite phalanx. He's put his troops on shield wall, and that's because I was about to charge in with my what's they called mercenary companion cav. So he did brace them. That was a good move, but then I just feigned that charge and I moved back because there's no point in charging him then. Now he's charging in with the rest of his tribal warriors, and here my Libyan peltas, I think I set them on an attack order to his his general, whom I've now caught with one of my Numidian noble cav and one of my late Libyan hoplites, and now I'm going to rear charge this other noble horse with my mercenary companions. No, that's weird. They just stopped. It's poor micro on my part. But here I'm just going to fill the gaps in with my mercenary Italian swordsmen, and these are pretty strong troops for just 100 or 400 cost. I thought I put my late Libyans on hoplite flanks. I put only one of them, it looks like. But here these mercenary Italians are going to engage with these tribal warriors. I got a rear charge off with my mercenary companion, but as you can see, only 16 kills. And that's because they're just incredibly strong units. And these raiding horsemen have attacked my Libyan peltas in the meanwhile, but I have set my general and bodyguard unit to attack these guys in the rear. And they will die from that. But one of my other Libyan peltas are dying, and some of my late Libyans are starting to waver here. It's really not looking like it's going to go in my favor at this point, but I do have one Numidian noble cav that's not doing anything at the moment, and his general on the other hand has been chased off by my Carthaginian cav, and so he's nowhere to be found, and I've killed off some more of his noble horse. Tribal warriors are getting a whole bunch of kills, 91 kills, 94, and it's counting. But all that time that they're spending killing off my late Libyan hoplites, I'm just spending that time using my Libyan peltas to attack his noble horse, who are really the main killing force behind his army. Numidian noble cav, 40 kills on cavalry, and now they're getting a rear charge on these tribal warriors who have broken now. And my Carthaginian cav, which did a pretty decent job of holding up his tribal warriors, is now starting to waver. I still haven't noticed this one Numidian noble cav, and I also have one Scutari cav, as you can see here, which is all the way back here. And I set them on an attack order to the other raiding horsemen, and then I just completely forgot about them. But here, this is where Libyan peltas really excel, and this is why I like these 400, 440, like really more expensive more expensive peltas. Is that these guys have 65 armor and 44 melee defense along with 50 health, so they will last quite a while against troops like tribal warriors. Despite the fact that tribal warriors are a good unit, they are very similar to Samnites in that they have exceptional melee defense and armor and health, but their melee attack is not good at all. So they will take a while to kill off any sort of unit. So Libyan peltas with their high armor and good melee defense will last a long time. But here you can see his general is almost depleted, and meanwhile I'm getting some shots off with my Numidian noble cav, and I finally realized that I've got an extra Numidian noble cav here, and I'm going to try and get a rear charge off onto these tribal warriors who would be quite a threat otherwise. But I've also got one mercenary companion cav that's got a single chevron. I think that's because it just was helping killing off that cavalry engagement, and they're going to help out my Libyan hoplites who are dying very, very quickly. My mercenary Italian swordsmen did actually incredibly well. I mean, 83 kills is not bad at all. I mean, considering the fact that they didn't get any sort of kills other than on tribal warriors, that's really well done. But as you can see, those companion cav have only got 49 kills. And I guess Danko held up his side of the bargain there, and he managed to destroy them without them getting a lot of kills. But my Numidian nobles have done a lot better. On the other hand, 110 with the double experience chevron on one of them, and I think they've just about killed his general off. My late Libyan hoplites have also done really well. These are incredibly capable units. But these mercenary companion cav are just going to help out in this. You must remember that these guys have encourageability, so that's going to help these Libyan peltas last just a little bit longer. 61 kills on one of them, 42 on the other, and 91 kills on my mercenary Italian swords. This is just kind of a way to show that in this patch, even cheap units that cost only 400 talents do have their uses. And now while they've held up these tribal warriors, I'm getting rear charges off with my more expensive Scutari, and you can see one of them have started to waver. My general has died, but he did really well because he killed off some of his raiding horsemen. These Numidian nobles, they're starting to get some kills, and in extended melee they will do really well, because look at that melee attack, 65 melee attack, 36 weapon damage. Their melee defense is pretty poor along with their armor, but when they can get a good charge off, and especially against units like tribal warriors, they will do quite well. Getting a rear charge off with my mercenary Numidian nobles, 129 kills. They're almost up to triple chevron. So while my companions didn't do great, my Numidian nobles did really well. Here you can see that I've just been cycle charging these guys, and that charge didn't really go all that well. But I think at this point it looks like I might be able to win this game. one of his tribal warriors have 81 men, which is quite bad for me, and the other one has around 74. But yeah, and this actually, I don't even know if this will go in my favor, because this is looking really close. But one thing that's in my favor is that this one Numidian noble cav has managed to defeat that one tribal warrior unit, and now it's just in a perfect position. Can get another rear charge off. I dare not put flaming javelins if I have it, and I'm instead just getting some rear charges off, because my Libyan peltas, I mean, they did really well, but they were wavering for like the majority of the battle. So I think at last it finally looks like I might be able to win this. He's put his units on shield wall, which increases their melee defense. But I think at this point, because they've been surrounded, yeah, that's the end of this battle. 8 seconds left. One of his units have started to waver and rout, and that's when I was like, oh, finally I've managed to win. I managed to win one game against Danko. He's definitely a much better player than I am. And he challenged me to get 200 kills with my companions, and they didn't. I mean, one of them got a double chevron, which means that all those 69 kills were on really good noble horse. But I mean, at the end of the day, he was right. I still argue that against even a player even slightly worse than him, I can get over 200 kills with Numidian nobles. I mean, there are a bunch of videos where they have done that for me. But I don't know. I mean, there's no point to that sentence. Anyways, my Numidian noble cav got 176 kills, and the other one got 66. So they were clearly some really strong units, and they did really well for me in that battle. Two of my Libyan peltas did really well. I mean, they didn't get many kills, but they managed to just hold out for basically the entirety of that battle. And my Italian swordsman did quite well too. 54 kills on one and 106 on the other. Some of my late Libyan hoplites did really well too. But all in all, I mean, Danko just played really well, considering the fact that he brought Tylis, which is definitely not a good faction. And on top of that, he didn't bring any Thracian warriors, who would have been quite deadly against cavalry. Considering all that, he did really well. So well played to Danko, and I've got a couple more games that I played against him. We'll see how those go. So stay tuned for more, guys. Peace.